guys, welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. My name is Danny Burke, and Harry Potter fans around the world will know all about fantastic beasts and where to find them. The movie set in the Potter universe about 70 years before Harry's time, where Newt Scamander, the hero of the story, tries to contain a whole bunch of magical creatures from spilling out onto the streets of 1920s New York. The movie is based on the book of the same name, where author J.K. Rowling showed us in a lot of detail a whole bunch of magical creatures. We're going to be talking about those very same creatures on this list, some old familiar ones from the Harry Potter movies, and even some brand new, never before seen ones that appear in this latest movie, because this is the top 10 fantastic beasts and where to find them. Starting things off at number 10, we have the Hippogriff. Now we all remember Buckbeak, the hippogriff that Harry first befriended in The Prisoner of Azkaban. So, what do we know about these magical creatures? Well, they have the head, wings and front legs of an eagle, and the rest of them resembles a horse. Their colours often range from grey to chestnut, black and even a pinkish colour. Hippogriffs have lived alongside the magical community for many years because some wizards and witches breed them to produce unique variations. In fact, Newt Scamander's own mother was one of the most famous hippogriff breeders. As we learned from Hagrid's magical creature class, the one thing you always have to remember about hippogriffs is not to offend them, ever.
Right, I've been.
Always bow and wait for them to do the same before you even approach one. If everything goes well, you might have a new friend for life, as loyal as Buckbeak was to Harry. Moving on to number 9 now, we have the Swooping Evil. Unlike some of the other creatures on our list, the Swooping Evil is totally new to Potter fans. The first time anyone saw it was in the trailer for Fantastic Beasts, where we see Newt throw a cocoon into the air and suddenly it bursts into this bird-like creature that shoots off before we can even get a closer look. However, a few things are known about it. It's blue and green, obviously. It looks kind of reptilian in nature, and when it's not flying, it sleeps in its spiny cocoon. It looks very pretty, but be warned, it's also notoriously dangerous and has been known to feed on people's brains. Yes, by sucking them out, like a straw. Ugh. Its venom, when diluted, can be used by potion masters to erase bad memories. Next up at number 8 now, we have the Billywig. Big Potter fans will already have heard of the Billywig. It was first mentioned in the Deathly Hallows book and the Fantastic Beasts book as well, so it's no surprise that it's made an appearance in the movie. So, they are native to Australia, they're about half an inch long and use their spinning wings attached to their heads to move incredibly fast. That's one of the reasons why muggles like me and you can't see it, apparently. It's just too quick. Wizards and witches can only notice the Billywig once it has stung them. That sting can cause giddiness and then levitation. Yeah, levitation. In fact, if the victim has a severe enough reaction, they may even start floating permanently, forever. That would probably be fun for a few hours, maybe, but I imagine that would quickly become a bit of a problem. Moving on to the number 7 spot now, we have Pixies. Who can forget that famous scene in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets where Professor Lockhart brought some freshly caught Cornish pixies into his defense against the dark arts class. They caused absolute mayhem. They lifted Neville Longbottom by his ears and might even have escaped into the rest of Hogwarts were it not for Hermione's quick thinking and freezing charm. Now, as you can see from that scene alone, they love to cause trouble. Their skin is electric blue and they're about 8 inches tall. They originate from Cornwall in England and are also incredibly strong. Remember, it took 2 of them to lift up Neville, and he was quite a big little boy. Next up at number 6 now, we have the Bowtruckle. I absolutely love these little things. They're essentially tiny little tree guardians. The stick-like creatures look after the trees that they call home, protecting them from harm and getting rid of pests like woodlice. They can be found in England, Germany and parts of Scandinavia. We actually see one of these Bowtruckles appear in the Fantastic Beasts trailer, but that's not the first time they were mentioned. In Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, when Hagrid is taking Harry from his childhood home, he says, "I brought you here 16 years ago when you were no bigger than a Bowtruckle." So next time you're describing the size of a baby, just say it's about 1 Bowtruckle wide. Alright, moving on to number 5 now, we have the Niffler. These mole-like creatures have a long snout, thick black fur and love anything shiny. They are native to Britain, but just like the Billywig, you can catch a glimpse of them in the Fantastic Beasts trailer, meaning someone brought one to America. Fans were first introduced to them in the Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire book when Hagrid paired up his class with Nifflers to see who could find the most gold. In the wild, Nifflers live in deep burrows, sometimes 20 feet under underground and produce about 6 to 8 young in their litter. Coming in at the number 4 spot now, we have the demiguise. This one might be my favourite creature on the whole list. A demiguise is a small, peaceful, ape-like creature that originates from East Asia and has the ability to, wait for it, turn invisible, and they can see into the future. How is that fair? These two amazing skills have meant the demiguise is incredibly hard to catch. Some of you guys might have heard of these before. They were actually mentioned in a number of different books and games, but Fantastic Beasts is the first movie where we actually get to see what they look like up close. In the trailer, we can briefly see a demiguise with its big eyes and long white hair. Sadly, it's their magical hair that makes some wizards and witches hunt them and weave their hair into invisibility cloaks. Next up at number 3 now, we have the Okami. For a few single frames in the Fantastic Beasts trailer, we catch a glimpse of what appears to be an Okami. It was first mentioned in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, but fans didn't get a real glimpse of it until the Wonder Book video game. The Okami is a huge, feathered, serpent-like creature known for its aggression and difficulty to tame. If you want to try though, they can be found in East Asia and India, where they guard their coveted eggs made of pure, soft silver. Professor Lockhart once wanted to make a line of hair care products using Okami eggs as the secret ingredient. Good job, he ended up going a bit mad. Alright, things are getting very serious. We have the Basilisk. Guys, if snakes are your nightmare, then the Basilisk is your nightmare's nightmare. It's known among the magical community as the king of serpents, and it's easy to see why. They are known to live for hundreds and hundreds of years, reach over 50 feet in length, and will almost certainly kill you with ease. Unless of course your name is Harry Potter. They're bred by dark wizards and can squeeze you to death, bite you with their extremely venomous fangs, or simply just stare at you in the eye, like the one that terrorized Hogwarts in the Chamber of Secrets. If you see them in a reflection, like Hermione did, you'll be temporarily petrified into a frozen state. That's if you're lucky. If you look them right in the eye, you will die on the spot. Yeah, fun fact, they can only be born from a chicken egg that's been incubated underneath a toad. Not so fun fact, even the massive scary talking spider Aragog called the Basilisk its enemy and refused to even mention its name. And if a massive scary talking spider thinks that, I think we should all be scared. And finally now, at the number 1 spot, we have the Hungarian Horntail. Out of the 10 pure breeds of dragons known to the magical community, the Hungarian Horntail is perhaps the most dangerous and fantastic of them all. This scaly beast has spiky bronze horns to match its vicious looking tail and can breathe extremely hot fire for over 50 feet, about the length of its own body. They're also extremely fast. We know that it kept up with Harry on his firebolt broom, which is capable of speeds of up to 150 miles per hour. And Harry was just 14 years old when he faced one in the Triwizard Tournament. Mental, that one. If any of you guys do have a death wish, you can find them in Hungary, the country that gives them their name. But be warned, the Ministry of Magic gives them an XXXXX classification, which means they are impossible to domesticate and will kill you on sight. Okay guys, that was 10 fantastic beasts and where to find them. Which one of these was your favourite? Is your favourite not on the list maybe? I honestly had a very hard time narrowing this down to just 10, so maybe we'll make a part 2 if you want. I've got plenty more to put on that list. Finally, if you could make one magical creature from the Harry Potter world a real thing, what would it be and why? Thanks as ever for watching guys, my name's Danny Burke, I'll see you in the comments section down below and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.